Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. I wanted to double down on this new VA rule to expand areas for presumptive conditions. This proposed rule came out February 9th, I believe. Now, this is a really important rule because what they are doing is they are expanding all kinds of areas and time frames in which veterans can get service connected, and by default surviving spouses could now potentially be able to obtain dependency indemnity compensation, because for those of you who know, a surviving spouse can receive dependency indemnity compensation if the veteran passes away due to a service-connected condition, or if the service-connected condition is listed as a contributing cause to death. An example there would be veteran is service-connected for hypertension and passed away from a heart attack. The hypertension was a contributing cause, right? Another avenue for a surviving spouse receiving dependency indemnity compensation is if the veteran was rated 100% for 10 years before they passed away. Then you could pass away from any condition. It doesn't have to be service related. Now, dependency indemnity compensation pays out anywhere between roughly $1,600 a month to $3,500 a month, depending on a bunch of different add-on factors. So it is a substantial tax-free benefit that surviving spouses sadly are not even aware of. This is a great benefit out there for them. Now, we as the veteran community, most of us are aware of VA disability compensation and trying to figure out the funny math and get to the next level and potentially get to 100%. Presumptive conditions, anytime there's a new list of presumptive conditions or presumptive locations or presumptive windows of opportunity, we need to really pay attention because we could absolutely be impacted. So I'm going to, like I said, double down on this information and share it with you. Please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, share with a friend, all of that good stuff. It's really important because this is a really important rule that I'm hoping goes into effect sooner than later. The two asks, look, are really hit the thumbs up and let the video run. If you want to support the channel in other ways, you can do that by becoming a member. Going to the homepage, you'll see highlighted members and a join button. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. All right, so the headline, and this is a press release directly from the VA, so it's from the horse's mouth, and I'm going to read you the headline here. VA proposes rule to extend presumed areas of exposure due to Agent Orange and other herbicides, making it easier for exposed veterans to receive their earned benefits. Huge. This is very white and just kind of blinded me out here. All right. VA continues to expand access to health care and benefits for toxic exposed veterans. And let's move on here. Today, the department, and this is last month, February, is when this press release came out. The Department of Veterans Affairs issued a proposed rule outlining plans to expand the locations and time frames for which VA presumes exposure to Agent Orange and other herbicides. The quick note here, presumptives. What's a presumptive if you don't know? Well, I have to compare and contrast it to a standard claim. If you're trying to file a claim with the VA wants three things. Show me your time in service. That creates that window of opportunity. Show me your diagnosed condition. Number three is show me that diagnosed condition manifested during your time in service or as a result of your time in service. It's called the nexus. Show me that link. Well, a presumed condition eliminates the need for a nexus. You don't need to prove that it was caused by your time in service. The VA is simply presuming that your condition, if you served in a specific location, is due to your time in service in that location, and that's why you have this condition. Okay, Agent Orange is a good example. You served in Vietnam in 1968, boots on ground in Vietnam, and you have hypertension. The VA goes, I don't care when you were diagnosed. Just show me you were diagnosed and show me you served in Vietnam. Done. You're service connected. So that's what we're talking about here. So presumptives eliminate the need for the nexus and make it a lot easier for you to get service connected. Prove where you served and prove you have the condition. All right, so let's move on here. If this proposed rule becomes final, VA will implement a new presumption of exposure to locations where herbicides were tested, used, or stored outside of Vietnam. Specifically, this proposed rule would add locations in the United States and Canada and India to the existing presumptives for Agent Orange in Vietnam, Cambodia, Johnson Atoll, Guam, America Samoa, Korea, Laos, and Thailand. So, wow. I have heard 1,000 times from veterans, I was around Agent Orange. We shipped it, we got it, we held it, we used it, but I didn't serve in any of those locations. How come I can't have the same presumptive conditions? Well, this rule would take care of that. A presumption of exposure means that the VA automatically assumes that veterans who served in certain locations were exposed to certain toxins. Presumptives lower the burden of proof required to receive disability benefits, helping veterans get the benefits they deserve as quickly as possible. This expansion of presumptives will help veterans who served in the specific locations receive health care and benefits for certain cancers and chronic conditions. To be eligible, a veteran must have served in the identified locations during a specific time period and currently have a condition presumptively associated with herbicide exposure. So I have a presumptive condition as outlined by the VA. They say all these conditions are presumptive for Agent Orange. I have one of these conditions. I'm diagnosed for it. And I served in one of these presumptive locations. This is expanding those locations to include many in the U.S. With specific time frames for which Agent Orange and other herbicides were stored, used, and tested. So let's move on here. Delivering world-class health care and benefits to toxic exposed veterans is a top priority for VA. As part of the President's pledge to serve veterans with military toxic exposures over the past few years, VA has expanded presumptive service connection for more than that's kind of a weird sounding way, for more than hundreds of health conditions related to toxic exposures under the PACT Act, the largest expansion of veterans' health care and benefits in generations. Thanks to this historic action, VA is delivering more care and more benefits to more veterans than ever before in U.S. history. This proposed change would make it easier for veterans exposed to herbicides who served outside Vietnam to access the benefits they rightfully deserve, said the VA secretary. Our goal is to provide every veteran of every era with the VA health care and benefits they deserve. And this is another step in the right direction. Veterans who want to file an initial claim for herbicide-related disability can visit the VA's website, use the VA Form 21526EZ application, or you can do it online, or you can work with an accredited rep, which is something that I always suggest doing. It goes on here to also state that this proposed rule also codifies provisions in the PACT Act and the Blue Water Navy Act, which was also a great piece of legislation. The Blue Water Navy Act going 12 nautical miles out from presumptive location land, moving 12 nautical miles out, and the National Defense Authorization Act of 2021. So with that, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Have a great day, great one, either way. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.